Good morning, Pride League. It's a little bit bitter for me this morning when I got all the picks right, with the exception of one. The one that would have definitely put me in the playoffs. Let's just review the picks real quick. We're gonna kind of breeze through this. When I played Dynasty Sage, I kind of knew I was gonna win that. Check mark for me. Unfuckwittable going against Classy Strippers. Unfuckwittable going into the playoffs so he can rest his team. Got that dub. We got Griffey Cakes going against ADP. Griffey Cakes in the playoffs. Really had nothing to worry about. Got that victory against ADP. Hollywood Cole Brothers going against Bull City, a pointless matchup, but Hollywood Cole Brothers showing that he is not willing to just go quietly into the night. He will not surrender. They will survive. No, anyway, Hollywood Cole Brothers got that dub. And then we had Dunder Mifflin going up against Stacking Yards. Dunder Mifflin rolled over as Stacking Yards to roll his, to rub his belly, and Stacking Yards proceeded to stomp his scrotum. So Stacking Yards got that dub. Then we had the West Coast Giants going up against the Bucks. This was my upset. I was like, oh, I was, teetering between the Boston and the Giants, and I was like, I think the Giants are going to get that. And they did, right? So, got that one correct, too. The one I did not recommend was Well Beloved Dub Dub versus Agent Smith. This was insane. I can't believe Agent Smith had so many roster problems for it almost feels conspiratorial. I mean, if I created that word, it should exist because there was something fishy going on when I knew Agent Smith could win this game. But it didn't happen. This is such as life when it comes to fantasy football. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub gets the victory, prevents me from getting 100% on my picks, and also prevents me from going into the playoffs. Now, I also will be recommending a rule because two of the teams that got in the playoffs lost to me in the regular season. Now, the head-to-head matchup is, I mean, that's why we don't have what do they call it, a turkey roast based thing where there's no matchups and everybody plays everybody in the week and then it just goes by points scored. There's a reason why we have win-loss records, is because even though somebody has more points, now this doesn't include my team, because if that person is going into the latter part of the season and they have fewer points, but they're striking hotter, or, they play those teams and they beat those teams, the win loss record is supposed to be there to, absolve tiebreakers. But let's just say there were multiple teams that were 8-6, and there was no way the win loss record could determine who should go for the tiebreaker. Then you would implement most points scored. It is what it is. I'm going to propose it because I definitely beat the West Coast Giants and I definitely beat Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. And even though they had more points, if my team was striking hotter, then it would be, either way. Whether it was or wasn't, my team is going into the playoffs limping. It's almost like the Millennium Falcon after going through an asteroid belt couldn't be navigated. That's what it felt like. So, either way, this is how the playoffs does look. It'll be the boss going up against Agent Smith. We've got the West Coast Giants going up against the Stacking Yards combination. And we got Wubba Lubba Dub Dub going up against Griffey Cakes. That is your playoff round one, with Unfuckwittable waiting in the wings for the next opponent. So, whether or not the win-loss thing is passed, I'm just letting you know that's how it's supposed to be, regardless of points scored. If the teams involved are tied, you go with the head-to-head matchup first, and then when the head-to-head matchup can't determine who wins, then it should be points scored, and then that absolves everything. But the fact that, a team that is tied to go to the playoffs has beaten both of those teams, it's kind of Either way, I didn't catch it. I will be implementing the rule next season. And we'll vote on it to see if it gets passed. But it's up to you guys. It's almost pointless to have a head-to-head matchup if they're pointless. Why have a head-to-head matchup if we're not going to use it involving tiebreakers? So something to think about. Let's not forget the rounding up the fantasy stud and the fantasy dud. Unfuckwittable is obviously the stud of week 14, but not only is he stud of week 14, he's also the stud of the entire season. That is an impressive feat. Definitely deserving of the bye. And our fantasy dud, I mean, he's got the most duds too. It's kind of coincidental that our duds and studs of week 14 happen to be the duds and studs of the season. We've got Dunder Mifflin, them boys at Scranton. I don't know if they're going to shut the branch down or not, but something's got to give. I mean, the beauty of a dynasty league is that there's always next year, and you can always win next year. So, who knows? The boys at Scranton could be inverted with, unfuckwittable. No telling how the season's going to go next year, but you got to be in it to win it. So, Dunder Mifflin, dud of week 14, dud of the season. We've got Unfuckwittable, stud of week 14, stud of the season. We're not going to do studs and duds for the playoffs. I mean, that's all these guys are studs. They got in the playoffs, they won. Everybody in the playoffs is a stud. So, we're not going to do that. Power rankings are out the window. We're going to have the off-season power rankings, but we're going to kind of leave that be and kind of just focus on the playoffs now that we got that. My record for the regular season, 61-37. Something for me to shoot past for next season. And then I'll have my playoff record, kind of seeing if I can pick these things. Now that I'm out the playoffs, it's kind of easier for me to be a little more objective. And hopefully I can get all of my, be undefeated picking these winners for the playoffs. We'll see. Speaking of which, time for your boys' playoff predictions, right? Who's going to win? Who's going to go home packed up and ready for next season? I got your answers right here, right? And let's start them off. We're not even going to go from highest to worst. We're just going to rattle them off as I see fit. First, we've got the boss going up against Agent Smith. And I'm going to tell you right now, the boss is a defensive juggernaut. That's why, even though he lost to the West Coast Giants, the boys' team is solid. So I'm going to say Agent Smith in a narrow victory against the boss. It's not going to be easy. I think both of these teams are going to be in the 250 to 300 points range. We shall see, though, right? But I'm going to give the edge to Agent Smith. I don't think he's it's just the feeling. It's just a gut feeling, right? So then we got the West Coast Giants going up against stacking yards. I kind of wanted to give the upset to the West Coast Giants, but unfortunately, he kind of drew a bad lot. Stacking yards is going to be tough to beat. I don't care about the matchups or anything, but stacking yards is going to be tough to beat. I mean, the floor is there, but the ceiling, it's kind of like the roof is gone with stacking yards. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give stacking yards that victory as well. And then we have Wubba Lubba Dub Dub going up against Griffey Cakes. Now, this is probably a pretty good matchup for Wubba Lubba Dub Dub after sneaking in to the playoffs. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. I'm giving that victory to Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. So, hopefully, these things go as planned for those that I selected. Kudos. For those that I did not select, I mean, it's Thursday. We got the beginning of the week right here. Prove me wrong, right? So now we got the playoffs in full effect. Unfortunately, your co-commissioners are not in the playoffs. It's something, that I've been thinking long and hard. Both of us are in the playoffs in our other Dynasty League. I don't know how many Dynasty Leagues Classic Strippers is in, but I know this is exhausting for ya boy. So even though Classic Strippers is going to win in our other league. That's just a given. The man has assembled a team that is not to be fucked with, right? Unlike Unfuckwittable, that team is truly not to be fucked with. And I think it's a 12-team league, so I have to kind of, regardless. I mean, even though last year I was able to wrest the belt away from classy strippers in that league, I don't think it's possible this season. I think that's his honor. He's gonna be a champion in that league finally after being like second place 3 or 4 times. Or I don't know. He's probably gonna get it. I don't want to jinx it, but I already have, so it doesn't matter. I think he gets that. Even if I were to win on I mean, both my injuries have plagued me in both seasons, so I'm not even considered. Just the fact that I'm in the playoffs is kind of cool, but I'm not gonna last very long. Even if I were to, though, say I were to win again, I think I'm done with that league. That long turnaround about. I can't do it. I can't do multiple leagues. That's, wrestling with both of them, and thinking that this is that and that is this, and having multiple. My brain hurts. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure 99.9% that as soon as I'm out of the playoffs, which should be probably this week, I'm going to resign Disabled Vigilantes from that league so I could focus 100% on this one. Yeah. Don't get no. Let's get it. No. Don't run away now. Let's get it. I can't wait for next season because this will be the only thing on my mind. 100%. What does Tom call it? Laser focus. So that's pretty much all I got. I want to wish everybody in the playoffs good luck. I really do. I hope that whoever does win the inaugural season of Pride Dynasty League, I hope it means something a little bit more to you. I hope this league has been an experience, and I hope you guys choose to stay with us to help mold and shape this grand league. I want it to be everything that you want it to be. It is starting to become everything I'd hope to be. We got 14 teams, no divisions. The best teams in the standings, with the exception of this year, is going to the playoffs. I mean, because I did beat West Coast and I did beat Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. So that was a minor error. That was a clerical error on my part. Those in the military know I'm prone to those. But we'll try to fix that. I want this to be the league that everybody, win, lose, or draw, enjoys and is actually entertained. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Of course it is. Gentlemen, it's been my pleasure to be with you once a week. Those of you that tune in, those that you don't, that's a win back. I'm a win back. Just trying to talk, trying to keep some shit going, The trades were good. Like somebody mentioned, the talking shit could be a little better, but of course we're just filling each other out. If you're here, I truly believe birds of a feather tend to flock together. So, if what I've been saying hasn't offended you, granted, some of these guys are a little aggressive with their trash talk. Unfuckwittable. If he wins, it's gonna be hard not to contain his trash talk. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub is kind of a more of a, because I know these guys from the Pride League. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub's more of a wait and see approach trash talker. He's not going to go into the future and try to send jabs at you. He's gonna wait and look at the past and be like, "Oh, you fucking up? Let me call you out." But it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna see where it goes. I love our league chemistry, and I can't wait for next season. We've got some off-season things that we're gonna take care of, but by March 1st, gentlemen, that's gonna be our make or break date. Please, for whatever reason, if you can't make the next season, let Classy Strippers or I know as soon as possible. We gotta fill your spot, you know what I mean? We don't want to fill it, but a little courtesy. I hope you had fun, regardless win, lose, or draw, and I hope to see everyone back. And that would be a dream come true for me. Video's now 15 minutes. I don't think I missed anything. Good luck to all the playoff people, and hit your boy up. Let me know. I think I'm gonna do the interviews next season. We're gonna start off probably with the chant if we could. Try to weasel that into the next off-season video and get some commentary from the champ of this season. A little extra, right? So hope everybody does well. Enjoy the holiday spirit. Peace.